Welcome back to the podcast. I'm Brandon.
I'm Luke.
I'm Jack Boston Thompson-Graves.
I'm Elijah, and we have a special guest here with us. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Grant, and I am the owner of the OKBuddyr subreddit.
What? What did you say?
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to say subreddit. I'm sorry. I know that's offensive to some people.
This is Grant LeRoy or LeRoy. How do you pronounce your last name?
Leroy.
You've known him for how long?
I've asked him before, and he said it didn't really matter the last time. So
I mean, it doesn't really matter, but yeah. It does.
Okay, well, we have Grant LeRoy, who is a Lincoln Park student, and like he said, the creator, one of the creators.
Co-creator,
and
yes.
One of the moderators of popular subreddit OKBR.
That's right.
Yep.
So that's going to be like the main focus of this. Sorry for cutting you off.
No, it's okay.
But we'll talk everything.
Yes.
We don't know how to talk, bro.
So I guess first we should ask, for the people who don't know, what is a subreddit?
A subreddit is basically like an internet forum that is made on the website Reddit. Like, it's basically a website where you can go and create a forum for basically whatever you want to talk about, like, music or video games or something. And anyone can create their own forum and make it about whatever they want and make it however they want.
So outside of like OKBR, what are some of your favorite subreddits to frequent?
That's a very good question. Some of my favorite subreddits. I like music subreddits a lot. Like, I like subreddits about specific bands. I think some of the general music subreddits are kind of iffy, but I like subreddits about specific bands.
Dude, r/music is literally the worst.
It is. Yeah, it's horrible. I hate that. I hate that subreddit.
It's like literally they're like, dude, if it's not 80s rock or like Oasis.
Yeah. No, God. Yeah, they are like that. But yeah, I just like probably for the past, like, I don't know, 6 months to maybe even like a year or something, I mostly just use, like, the things I do on Reddit are like, I go to OKBuddy, obviously. I do that, like, most of the time whenever I log on. And then I go to the music subreddits I like for, like, bands I like. And then I might go to, like, a subreddit about a video game or something that I like. And then that's usually, like, those are the things I usually do. I don't, like, I don't go to any, I try to avoid, like, huge subreddits that aren't my own, generally.
Yeah. So what made you want to get into Reddit?
You want to get into Reddit? That is actually, so I started doing it like 4 or 5 years ago now. So, God, I was in middle school. I was actually in cyber school when it happened.
Whoa!
I didn't know that.
Just like, yep, I was in cyber school in 7th grade. It was kind of a wasted year, if I'm being honest. All I did that year was I just didn't do any assignments, and then during the last month I did everything. It was like huge crunch time. But anyway,
that sounds kind of awesome.
It was awesome. It was plenty awesome. It was super awesome even. With how I started on Reddit was during that year of cyber school. And I think what got me started was actually, there's a YouTuber called JonTron, and he does like
oh my God, John.
He does, JonTron.
Yeah.
You guys might know him.
Yeah.
He's like a YouTuber who does well, he used to do videos about video games. Now he just does videos about like movies, I think. And I think back then I got into that. And I made a Reddit account specifically so I could go on his subreddit and just like discuss it, I guess, because I really liked the stuff. And, well, I don't like it as much now, but I still, I think he's a funny guy.
What a
Whoa,
dirty
throw some
shame.
shade at
Yeah, I'm throwing shade. I'm throwing shade. He's gonna cry when he watches this.
John, we would love to have
and
you
he
on our
watches-
He would love
podcast.
to. Yeah. Oh my God, he would love to be on here. But I made a Reddit account for that purpose, and then everything just kind of happened from there, I guess, because when I made my Reddit account, I frequented that subreddit, and I got kind of involved with it, and then I became a moderator of it. Only a couple months after I started getting involved with it, and then everything kind of that led to everything else, more or less. I think that kick-started the whole thing, I think.
How long did it take to get a start with it?
So I made my account, and then well, it was like back then, because that would have been in like 2016 or maybe 2015. It was kind of it wasn't a huge community. So I gained notoriety like fairly quickly. I think what I had a Minecraft server. I had a Minecraft server for this place,
Oh
and
my God.
that's what made me popular.
Wait,
Yeah, actually, when I was
Mhm.
doing research on this, because I wanted to know a little bit about what I was talking about, because I'm not like I don't go on Reddit very often.
Yeah.
But
wait, real quick.
OKBR,
How many of us oh, sorry, go ahead. I was gonna say, how many of us actually use Reddit?
not
that's a good
often.
I know I use Reddit very frequently, and I know, of course, Grant, who's beneath me right now. I hope he's beneath me in the video, otherwise I look like a fool.
He's
Obviously
not.
uses Reddit, but you no, dang it. You know what? But no one else uses Reddit, right?
No, not really. I mean,
No.
the only reason I do use it is actually for his subreddit, because that's kind of like
that's
how
cool.
I first kind of got into it, because I knew that he ran it. So I
Yeah.
wanted to see what it was
I
all
follow
about.
like video games that I like, and then I know OKBR is the only other one I follow because Grant is. I don't really go on Reddit that often.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more of an Instagram guy.
Yeah, me too.
So hey, as I was saying, one of the first things that popped up was OKBR Minecraft server.
Oh yeah, that.
So what even was that all about?
It's actually what even will it be about, actually, because it hasn't happened yet.
Really?
It's going to. I'm planning to start it next month. It's probably going to be. So it's probably sometime in June, maybe like early mid-June.
Oh,
It's going to be a what's it called? It's going to be a survival server. It's just going to have, it's just going to be like, just a big survival server. You can come on and, play the game like you normally would, more or less, I think, except with, with the added amount of silliness that comes with it being attached to OKBR. That's, it's going to start next month. I'm actually using, what we're going to use to pay for it is the merch, the OKBuddy merch. All the
Get
money.
the merch. Cop the merch.
Yeah, cop the merch.
Yeah.
Do cop the merch. Please remember to cop the merch.
Yeah. Anything you want to plug, anything that you want to plug, Grant, you are free to plug.
Okay. The only thing I want to plug really is that. I mean, that's the only thing that's relevant anyway. But yeah, we're gonna use, because everything we get from that just goes into the Minecraft server, and I also donate a pretty decent amount of it to charities. Like I donated.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's cool.
Whoa. Yeah, I know.
Nice.
good guy Grant.
Good guy Grant. I actually got I got my supporter card from the Humane Society a couple of weeks ago. So that's the big charity I've been donating
Hey.
to. That.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Mr. Beast who? Mr. Beast who?
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, that's what it's going to be. So we'll see how it turns out. I hope good. I expect good, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's really cool, actually.
Do you have plans to expand it into like, I don't know, like any other game modes, or is it just gonna be survival?
And the other game modes. People are talking to me about like mini games or something. I'm open to that idea. I don't see what's wrong with it. And people were asking about like a creative thing. Like there are those like servers where you like everyone gets a plot of land and they get to build like what they want on those.
No.
I'm not a huge fan of those. I think they're kind of boring. If enough people desperately want it, I guess we'll look into it. But I don't know. I think survival is the way to go.
No,
Yeah,
no,
well,
you,
definitely let us know.
now you said
Yeah,
that they're
for
sure.
you said that you're working on a server now, but you said you initially got popular from a server. What server was that?
So that was the JonTron Minecraft server I made
Yeah.
when I was
Ooh.
when I frequented that community. That was not very large. It was just like a tiny little thing. Only had about like 100 people or so like that frequently used it. That was what making that server was meant. Enabled, I guess, me to get a moderator on the JonTron subreddit, which was the start of my Reddit career, I guess you could say. God, I hate using that word, Reddit, but I don't know what else you would call it. My Reddit experience.
Son, what do you do for a living?
So,
Dad,
it's a real job. I just don't get paid for it. Fun.
So wait, you haven't made any money off the merch?
I mean, we do get.
He's making money.
Dude, I want to mention, but we do get money. We do get money off of the merch, but I don't really like to as of now, there's like there's nothing for me to like spend it on, and I think for now we need to we make a Minecraft server. We donate to charity. I also need to pay the artist for the logo because that's what's used on the merch. So I use some of that to pay the artist. I guess I could start doing that, but for now, the server and stuff is more important anyway.
good guy, Grant.
Okay, so can we transition into the juicy stuff?
We can.
Well,
Yes.
just real quick, we got
that was-
kind
Oh,
of.
come on, Luke.
No,
was such a-
we
Come on.
haven't
You-
even
you-
really said like what the subreddit is like about. Like, yeah, it's me.
Oh,
but-
yeah.
Why did you-
okay.
Why did you try
Okay.
to force
That's
that?
true.
Why did you try to force that transition so hard?
I want to hear, but it's so interesting. Okay, wait, hold on. If we don't move on soon, I'm gonna.
Yes, we will. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Okay,
Drama
so
alert.
Bleep that out. Bleep that out. Bleep that out. Bleep that out.
Nobody heard what you said.
if you
It's
don't
okay.
know, OKBR is submerged in many, many layers of irony, and that's kind of
a lot.
what makes it unique.
It's
So-
post-ironic. What would you classify the type of meme?
Okay, buddy. This is I get asked this question a lot, and I've actually gone into depth about it. When people ask me, I made I remember somebody asked me this like a couple months ago, I think it was, and people always ask this question because you're gonna get. I get questions about this all the time. It's like people ask me what's the purpose of this subreddit? Like, is this a subreddit for making fun of like children who play Fortnite? Is this a subreddit for? Is this a subreddit for like role playing as a father who lost his kids in a divorce or something? Like people will see the memes on like the front page and they'll think like, oh, like this is what this subreddit's for. This subreddit's for saying you want to have sex with minions from Despicable Me or something.
Bro, bleep that out.
Dude, we're gonna go like Arrested Development on this and use.
Just like bleep the whole section.
The memes are kind of attractive though.
They are kind of attractive. But people will see these individual memes and they'll be like, oh, so the subreddit's for this. But really, the subreddit is not for any one specific thing. The subreddit is for, I believe the way I said it was in my explanation, it was like a couple paragraphs. It was like, the subreddit is not about specifically mocking anything or even the internet specifically. The subreddit is specifically just about like mocking pretty much anything you can think of, and like kind of almost like celebrating the absurdity of it. Like, you can take you can make a meme out of anything and post an OKBuddy. You could go outside and take a picture of a fire hydrant and then put the word burger in impact font over the image, and then you can post it to OKBuddy, and it could get hundreds. It could get hundreds of likes. It could get thousands of likes. And, you can make an OKBuddy meme out of anything. anything can become popular. You can make fun of anything. So the subreddit is not specifically about making fun of any specific kind of group of people or idea. It's just about being absurd and making fun of anything you can think of that should be made fun of. Like,
except for the banned memes.
except for the banned memes. Except for the banned memes. Well, actually, that's a funny story because
I want Tony Stark back. I want Tony Stark back.
You know what? I kind of do too. I kind of do too a little bit. I kind of do too. The banned memes. That's actually a subject people bring up to me a lot as well.
Do you do these often?
Can you explain why
Yeah,
you
I don't go on podcasts often. It's just people who people will message me on Reddit or like Discord or something, and they'll be like, why do you ban memes? Or like, can you unban this meme? Or I don't like how you ban memes.
memes.
So that was
Don't listen to the haters, Grant.
I don't listen to the haters. But these people will, they'll ask me about this stuff. And the thing with banned memes is, I was actually, I can't remember what my role in the creation of that was, because that was something that we did pretty early on. Like, banned memes are a pretty early idea. And it's also pretty, like, novel. Like, it's not a thing a lot of other subreddits do, really. And a lot of people have noted that, because you go on, like, r/like dank memes or something. I don't think they've banned any memes, ever. Like, they might have. I remember when, the only instance I can really think of was when Stefan Carl Stephenson died, like, a year or two ago. And then
Rest in peace,
everybody.
rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, rest in peace. Yeah, we are number one. When he died a couple of years ago, everybody started making posts about it, and then they banned memes about him for like one day, I think. They banned memes for one day. That's the only instance I can ever think of another subreddit banning memes. So apparently we have a pretty unique angle on this, which surprises me because it's not really, I mean, it's not like a crazy concept. Like, it's
honestly, I think it's one of the smarter rules, as annoying as it might be to some
users.
users.
I agree.
It keeps that flow of new content, so people don't get
keeps
bored.
it fresh.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of people, I'm glad that a lot of people seem to realize that, because, usually whenever we announce a meme ban, it's like, there'll be people, every time you do it, there are going to be people complaining. There are going to be people saying, like, I thought this was still funny, or like, you guys do this too early, you guys do this too much. But I've noticed that, like, there are a pretty healthy amount of people who also say, like, like, good job for doing this. Like, I was getting sick of seeing these. So it's not like, people seem to appreciate us doing it, which is good, because if we did it and people didn't appreciate it, it would be like,
kind of like Hitler.
It would be a little bit like Hitler. It'd be 75% like Hitler, I think.
For those of you that want an idea of whatever memes are on Okay Buddy, I found one of my ones. Actually, I saw it a couple days ago because I thought it was really funny. I'll try to show it. I don't know if the picture's gonna be reversed or if it'll even show. But
it's so blurry.
It is blurry.
I have to flip through your screen.
Okay, so basically it's just a picture of Brick from the middle, and it says, "I watch College Humor and I'm in high school."
Oh, and I'm in high school. Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah, exactly. Like, well, I guess that's a good example of a meme. Like, that's a meme that's making fun of a kid, I guess. That's probably the most popular type of meme, I think. Like, posts that make fun of kids, because that's easy, I think. Like, there's not really, I mean, obviously kids are easy to make fun of because, I mean, that
they're stupid. I hate kids.
They're stupid. Yeah, exactly. That joke writes itself. And also, of course, it was pretty. I've never put it into words, I guess, but Fortnite really did help us. Fortnite was instrumental in OK Buddy in its like meteoric rise, because Fortnite is that's what kids have been doing for the past couple of years. Like the culture of young people online has been has been Fortnite, essentially. As ridiculous as it sounds to say, it's true.
I mean, you're not wrong. One of my favorite memes I've ever seen on the subreddit is actually the one that you made, and it was a picture of Jonesy, and it was like on June.
The Tiananmen Square one. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember that was. Yeah, I made that one like, God, it's probably been like 2 years since I made that one. But Fortnite, we made the subreddit back in 2017, and I think Fortnite came out in like also 2017. But Fortnite really, because Fortnite didn't get big until they added Battle Royale. Okay, like Fortnite was not a big thing before that, but once they added that, it exploded. And I think they added that like in early 2018, so the time it like almost perfectly lined up. We made the subreddit in late 2017, and then Fortnite comes out, and it has this huge like internet sweeping popularity that makes, you know, like Minecraft is no longer the game for kids anymore. Like it's Fortnite. Everybody's talking about Fortnite. And since Fortnite is like, you know, you have all these kids doing all these stupid things like, you know, Fortnite unlimited V-Bucks mod videos on YouTube, it's like it's so easy to make jokes about this. And because of that, I have to thank Fortnite a little bit. I owe some of our success to Fortnite, or maybe even a lot of it to Fortnite.
Epic Games.
Yeah, Epic Games. Thank you. My heart goes out to Epic Games. My heart goes out to their Chinese overlords, because you guys have made me. But the point of what I'm trying to say is that like Fortnite coming out helped us. Fortnite is what it's without it, I doubt we would. Well,
it unified the kids under one.
It unified us. Yeah, it did.
That's so funny.
It is. Funny. It's very funny. It's extremely funny. It's really hard to say where we would be without it. But so I have to thank Fortnite for making us popular. But at the same time, I also kind of am a little, just a tiny bit resentful, because it made the archetype of the kid, of the, you know, making fun of kids jokes. Like that's what most people think OKBuddy is, and you know, it's a lot more than that. I think it's pretty much anything you can think of.
Like there's a large variety of memes I've seen. Like another one that I like that I've seen in the past couple of days is the one of the like, it's the Instagram ad. It's like, this app will ruin your life. And then it's got like,
oh yeah, I love those.
And it's like, okay, then why would I want it?
Okay, then why would I want it? Yeah, actually, I don't even know what you would call that kind of meme. That's just like
it's like casual talking.
Yeah, casual talking almost. Well, that's another thing. That's like another thing with the fire hydrant I mentioned. It's like, it's so like, it's in this like paradoxical. It is universally enjoyed. It's almost in this like paradoxical situation where it's really accessible, but it's also kind of like confounding to some people, because, you know, obviously we wouldn't be popular if we weren't accessible. Like people wouldn't like it if it was like too complicated or people couldn't understand. But at the same time, people also have a difficult time, you know, grasping the totality of it. So I think what happens is people will see those kinds of memes. They'll see like the making fun of kids memes, or they'll see one of those like casual conversations memes, and they'll understand that, because that's one concept. It's pretty easy to get. Like there's nothing really, you know, crazy about it, and it's also funny. It's simple but effective. So they'll get that, but then they'll see something else. They'll see one of those, but then they'll see another meme, and then they'll get confused, and they'll be like, what is this for? Because, you know, you go to a subreddit like Dank Memes, and it's like, you don't really get a lot of variety there, or you don't get nearly as much, because everything is in very strictly regulated formats. Like, you get a meme that's like, well, you know, like reaction images. It's, you know, it's like nobody, the teacher when everyone starts talking in class, and then it's a picture of Thanos being angry or something. So it's like, you know, you have these like really strictly regulated meme formats, and it's very easy for people to understand. So, you know, you go to Dank Memes and you get what's happening instantly. But OKBuddy is different in that there are formats you can get, but the whole thing is like, there's so much going on in the grand scheme of things. People might need a little bit more time to like fully understand what's happening.
What would you say your main demographic is? Do you think it's kids?
That's a pretty good question. I've thought about that before, and we don't. It would be nice if we could actually have like the data on that, because I think. Well, I don't think Reddit asks you for your age when you make an account, or if it does, I'm pretty sure it just asks if you are under or above 18. But if we could get data on that, I'd be very interested. But my, you know, hypothesis on this is, I think our main demographic here is high school kids, like probably like high school kids, maybe college age kids, to a degree. I think
I can't picture my father just like scrolling through and like,
no.
dude, check out Big Chungus.
Check out Big Chungus. Actually, I've shown my dad memes from OKBuddy, and he's been quite receptive to it. So it's not like I think OKBuddy has cross generation potential.
What does your father think of the subreddit?
My dad, he actually likes it. He's been pretty supportive of it. He thinks he's actually like he asks me about it a lot.
I'm glad he's supportive of your career.
Yeah, I'm glad he's supportive of it too. It would just wreck me if he wasn't,
Good old Dan.
You're like the embodiment of OKBR's sense of humor. Like you have the same sense of humor as it.
Yeah, I was actually.
Even your appearance really is what I would think of if OKBR was a person.
Is that a compliment?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's better to be kept ambiguous.
OKBR is a dog.
Yeah. Oh, it actually
not
Doge.
a dog. Doge. No. Wait. I actually do have a genuine question. Is the subreddit named after the original?
Oh yeah. More or less it is because so basically the story of that is, well, I guess because we're gonna get to the origins of it later. It'd probably be better to discuss that when we talk about where the origins of the subreddit, because that's that fits better in like the context of the
drama
part.
I mean, the
drama.
We
can talk about that now. We can. So what is the origin of? Wait, real quick. I have something special.
Are we gonna be able to see it this time?
Yes. Shut up. You're such a nerd. You know that?
Hey.
How many people created this?
Gossip.
How many people two? It was me and Kerbizia.
Here we go.
So yeah, sorry. Just before we get into that drama bit, the bit about the demographics. I just wanted to say. So I think it is mostly like high school kids, or kids in that age range. And I think like funnily enough, I think OKBuddy, like obviously, like memes have become like memes are like the cultural language for high school kids like nowadays. Like memes are like it's become like it's like the ethos of this of how Gen Z this is Gen Z's thing, I guess. As weird as that is to say, like the modern day memes, because it's like memes 10 years ago, like Rage Comics or something, or Advice Animals, like I guess that kind of belongs to millennials almost. I mean, even though I remember I remember looking at that stuff and even like making that stuff from time to time, but I would say like on the whole that's like a millennial thing. But now like I guess OKBuddy is like, I mean, I don't want to say OKBuddy belongs to a generation, because I think it's more than that. I think saying OKBuddy belongs to a generation is underselling it a little bit. But
OKBuddy's kind of like on the cutting edge.
It is on the cutting edge. And so that kind of ties into the demographic thing a little bit, because OKBuddy is like, I've thought about this before, and people have asked me about this before, and so you're going to be hearing that a lot. But like OKBuddy, I don't really think there's a way you can get more cutting edge than OKBuddy. I think OKBuddy is like the final frontier of memes. Like, I know, like it's silly,
you're
but like
you're right.
Because like how do you go beyond this? Like how do you? OKBuddy is like deconstructing memes, and like making its own formats that are like so absurd it's almost impossible to make fun of them. And it's like that's kind of what memes have evolved on from this point, like making fun of what once was and moving on to something new. But with OKBuddy, like you can't really do that.
It's like post irony.
It's post irony, because you can't. There's nothing past this. This is the end, and because of that, it's like this is becoming more ubiquitous among like high school kids. Like I feel like I can't say for certain. I haven't like visited high schools across the country, but I feel like like
the
this
OKBuddy tour.
Oh yeah, the OKBuddy World Tour. I feel like OKBuddy is becoming almost like a like maybe in like 10 or 20 years, people are going to look back on this, although I hope maybe, it's even still going then. I mean, I think it definitely has potential to be. But 10 to 20 years from now, people are going to look on that and be like, remember when we printed out pictures of Shadow the Hedgehog with the caption, nice cock, and we paper and we taped it above the urinals in our school bathroom? Like that came from OK Buddy.
Legendary. That's legendary.
Yeah, it is legendary. And it's like, I feel like this is going to be like, this is like part of this like generation almost. And it's like, I guess it's like weird because it's just like OK Buddy it's the end of memes. And so as we see things now, it seems like it is at least part of like the culture of this generation. But because of the fact that it is almost impossible to go beyond, I really wonder like will it continue for like 10 years or 20 years or whatever? Like will memes still be like this like later? Or
honestly,
will, like,
I have no clue where memes are gonna go.
Where are they gonna go? Or are they even gonna go anywhere? Are memes gonna stop? Like,
yeah, that's what I'm worried about, because the whole ethos around memes is so weird. Like they're basically an art form at this point.
It is an art form. Like, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, it is an art form. You can't really say that.
Major.
Meme major. Hey, give it 20 years. Give it 20 years.
Bro, get your dad on that.
I'm majoring
Maybe
in memes.
I'll be the teacher for that.
I'm majoring in memes with a focus in deep fried.
With a focus on deep fried. With a focus on Fortnite.
A focus on top text, bottom text.
Yeah, top text. But like memes, like I just really wonder, like, because memes have such a quality about them. It's memes and the internet are kind of inseparable because the internet allows people to make stuff, and memes are easy to make. Like, it doesn't take a lot of time. Anyone can do it. Anyone can make their own meme and have it get big. It's almost like a smaller version of like YouTube or something, because YouTube is like, you can go on YouTube, anyone can make a YouTube video, anyone can make it big. Memes are a smaller version of that. Memes are an even easier version of that. You don't even need a camera to make memes, or like you don't even need to talk. You just type something.
Cross-platform too.
Yeah, and it's cross-platform as well.
The only problem with memes is just the fact that there's so much like anonymity surrounding it.
There's no way people try to get credit for memes, and I think in most cases you can't really do that. Like memes are a thing that is mostly like, this is a communal thing. Like, it's not like music where, like in 1967, the Beatles revolutionized the world with Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. It's like you can very clearly attribute that to someone. Like, obviously you can say like, I made OK Buddy, but I didn't make all the memes on OK Buddy. Like a lot of the credit, like the credit for everything that's been done on OK Buddy is spread amongst like thousands or maybe even like millions of people at this point. And so I think memes going into the future, it's like we're gonna see if they stop being a thing or what happens to them. I have a good feeling about it. I have a good feeling they're going to persist just because of how easy they are to make. Maybe we'll find something even easier to make. I have no idea what that would be. Like,
what's easier than
a meme?
What's easier than, you literally gave the perfect example, taking a picture of a fire hydrant
and then just typing burger, like, or something like that. Like, I don't know how you get easier than that. Maybe like you just and you like. You do that, and then like it gets hundreds of likes or something.
Social experiment. Okay, here's what we need to do. We need to take that exact meme that you just said and post it on.
We'll post it on our Instagram.
Yeah, that would actually that'd be pretty interesting. Although I have a feeling like, in theory, you could get big with anything. Like, you have a much better chance of doing something that people are going to recognize like that. You could do it with anything, but it's just like, you have to test the waters. Like, anything is worth posting. Anything is worth
play it.
Yeah, you got to play it. Mm-hmm. But anything is worth posting that you can think of, because there's no like detriment to doing it. It's not like that's another thing. Like, you're going to make a single and put it out there. like in music, like, well, if it doesn't chart, like, well, you just wasted potentially, like, you know, I mean, depending on how perfectionist you are, you might have just wasted hours or days or weeks or months making a song, and it didn't do anything, and now, you know, you have nothing. But you make a meme, it doesn't do. You make a meme and it doesn't do well.
R.I.P. B-Marsh music.
Yeah. Hey, don't be afraid to plug anything in yours, B-Marsh, okay? You can plug anything you want as well.
Grant, I want you to make a meme and post on OKBR that literally says, go to Spotify, listen to B-Marsh, stream his music, buy his album.
Buy his album on Bandcamp.
This has been a very interesting conversation. We've established the quality of memes, the demographic of OKBuddyr, and what makes a meme.
Hey! You can't say that.
We'll censor it. Okay.
Oh my gosh! No!
Of OKBuddy,
OKBuddy friend.
OKBuddy friend. OKBuddy buddy.
OKBuddy. But what I wanted to I wanted to compare it to. So you're saying basically you said OKBuddy. I'm sorry.
You're making my editing job so much harder.
Basically, you said the OKBuddy friend of OKBR is kind of the end of all memes, and you're also making a Minecraft server. So would you say that you're gonna reskin the Ender Dragon in the end to be you? At the battle.
I'm gonna reskin the Ender Dragon, probably to be Thanos, I think. Or
are you gonna do a custom texture back? Are you gonna do
actually, I'm not sure how that fully works. Like, because you can turn it off if you want, I think.
Yeah.
Like if you join a server like custom texture pack.
So you can make like diamonds like Bitcoin.
Yeah,
like
Bitcoin. You can make Dogecoin. You can Jawcoin.
Jawcoin.
And you can make like Jaw Sword.
XXXTentacion, actually, that's a funny thing. Yeah, Jaw Sword. That's probably comparable to Fortnite as well. I think XXXTentacion kind of helped us as well. He did. Like he has been a big part of our mythos, I guess.
Yeah, he got shot.
He did get shot. Honestly, you know what? That might be
Gekume.
He's Gekume. He's like Tupac. He's like in his death, he managed to mean more to people than he ever did. Well, actually, he was pretty big. He was pretty big before he got killed.
To be honest, though, I do agree that with X, I don't think his music would have lasted the way that it
would if he didn't get killed. Yeah. It's just because he's so like mythologized now. I mean, God, he was only 20. Like he was still a kid, really, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't even old enough to drink. Man, that's kind of sad. But
how do you feel that your subreddit took advantage of the death
of this bright young man,
of this established young artist?
I guess I'd probably have to ask him how he feels about it because
we have him on.
Who are we to say? Was there anything else I wanted to say? I was trying to think. Yeah, I guess I just wanted to say, like, just to wrap up that thing, I just want to see, we'll see where memes get. I think I'm going to be very interested to, see where they go from here.
One video title that I saw said that OKBuddy is the future of memes, and I have to agree.
I think I have to agree as well.
I do, because I don't even know how to describe. Because I do agree with your definition of OKBuddy, because you are the creator. But it's just so complex that it's so hard to put into words what exactly goes on in
it is. It's a
subreddit.
If you want to define it, you have to be pretty general. You have to and I think again, it's intuitive. Like you have to show someone a meme. You have to if you just explain it to someone without showing it to them, they might have like a bit of an idea, but they're not really going to get it until they see it. It's almost like music. Like you can describe music like in a book or something, but you're not really going to get it until you hear it. You need to hear it.
That was another thing I was going to mention with OKBuddy is that I'm not saying this is a slight against the subreddit because I'm a frequenter of it, but the people that frequent OKBR are surprisingly like intelligent people. Like, and they're into like
yeah.
And they're into like really and they're into some pretty artistic things. Like a lot of them, like that I know, frequent a lot of like experimental artists like Deck Grips, the JPEG Mafia.
The experimental artist JPEG Mafia.
Oh, you know,
like you mean the greatest of all time, the GOAT?
We're definitely going to record a part 2 to this because there's still a lot that we want to talk about with Grant, and this episode was getting pretty long anyways. So yeah, more to come. But
thank you so much for coming tonight, Grant.
Cool.
Yes, thank you
for having me.
Thank you for joining us, Grant, our first guest on the show.
Yeah, first guest. It's monumental.
Yep.
Dude, right now it's Grant. Next it's
Kanye.
Dude,
he's even alive.
I'm saying this now. If we can get Kanye on the show, I will get a tattoo on my right butt cheek of whatever Kanye tells me to.
I mean, I think that's fair.
That's fair.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up here for the episode.
As long as it falls within my morals. Sorry, wrap it up.
Follow us on Instagram at DumbKids Inc. Also follow Grant at GrantVsZombies and on Reddit, and make sure you check out OKBR on Reddit. OKBuddy blank, you know it. Well,
right.
thanks for watching,
merch.
and goodbye.
Purchase some merch.
Purchase some merch
next time.
Yeah, we'll put the link in the description for merch and everything.
Okay, thank you.
Goodbye. Thanks for joining
Thank you for
us.
watching.